Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today guys, we're gonna do one of those let's go get a dead game on Craigslist. That's right, a broken game from Craigslist for cheap and try to fix it in real-time videos. Yes guys, we're gonna have lots of fun today. And also check this out, by the way. So Computer Space is down here. It's behaving well. It is a good citizen, and I'm excited to just see it still working. And it's going to be interesting over time to see how this game behaves, because I have to admit, I'm a little worried. What's going to happen when this game is on for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on the weekends when I normally turn my arcade on? But we'll see. But right now, so far so good, and just look at it. All right, so what are we gonna do in this video? I'll tell you what. Okay, so guys, as you know, one of my favorite games of all time, without a doubt, is Pole Position. I love me some Pole Position, and my buddy Matt McCarthy and I, we come down here and we play Pole Position for high score. We freaking love that game, okay? Now, there was a sequel to Pole Position called Pole Position II, okay? And I've been wanting to get a PCB for the longest time because I have a Pole Position over there, and you could swap out the PCBs. They're interchangeable, same pinout, all that stuff. So I've been looking and waiting for a cheap Pole Position II PCB to come up, and they don't come up often at all. And a lot of times, these PCBs are just busted. So anyway, flash forward, a Pole Position 2 shows up on Craigslist, okay? And it's kind of a make me an offer kind of a deal. The guy says, hey, listen, I've had this thing for a while. It died. Just get it out of here. So I made the guy an offer. He accepted it. Now, the offer I made was actually less than a Pole Position 2 PCB. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just go get it and see what happens. So anyway, the game right now is sitting in my car. I went to the guy's house. I didn't plug it in. I don't know what's going to happen in this video. Okay, we're going to do this in real time, and we're going to try to fix this Pole Position 2 in this video right here. So anyway, enough of that. Let's just go to the garage and get to work on that Pole Position 2. That's right, guys, a dead game from Craigslist. All right, let's go to the garage. All right, guys, we are back in the garage. Yes, springtime is here. Anyway, check this out, guys. This is the game I picked up today on Craigslist. It is a Pole Position 2. That's right, the sequel to Atari's Pole Position. Anyway, it was on Craigslist. The guy said it was dead. It was working. Then it stopped working. I went there. I looked at it. It looked pretty good. I did not plug it in. We haven't turned it on. I don't know what's going to happen here. But anyway, I want to get it out of the car. And yes, this is how I transport the games in my Ford Explorer. Now, this game is rather deep, so I had to put the game on its side. Normally, I want to put them on their back. But anyway, let's get the game out and let's plug it in and see what happens, because I actually have no idea. All right, guys, we got the game out of the car, and yes, here it is, the Atari Pole Position 2. Now, one thing to note is that Pole Position 2 was a conversion kit, okay? Meaning, back in the day when these games stopped earning money, the operators were looking to convert them into something new, okay? And we've certainly seen our share of conversions here on the channel. I mean, my journey, when I brought it home here, it was a golf game, and the Quantum over here was a Double Dragon. So back in the day, they were converting games all the time, okay? But Atari, they made an official conversion kit that actually made sense, okay? So basically, they made this kit. They had a marquee, a bezel, a PCB. It had stickers for the control panel, and they sold this kit to operators to convert their Pole Position 1, which maybe stopped earning money, to a Pole Position 2 that hopefully would breathe new life into this cabinet. Anyway, this game right here was most definitely a Pole Position at one time in its life. You can definitely tell by the side art right here, which is Pole Position all day long. Now, I have seen Pole Position 2 side art. It's actually in this style on the bezel right here with the people, kind of this 80s pop art, whatever you want to call it. I've really only seen it, I think, on like the cockpits. Actually, Adam has a Pole Position 2 cockpit that has this kind of artwork. Now, there was also an Irish Pole Position 2 cabinet that was a dedicated Pole Position 2. But I think in the US, whenever you see a Pole Position 2, it's almost most definitely, or was originally, a Pole Position 1. Okay, anyway, what are we gonna do? Let's kind of take inventory of the game. First of all, I gotta say, this thing is in fantastic shape. I mean, just look at this thing. So it's actually nicer than mine in the basement, which makes me wonder what I'm gonna do with this thing. But this thing is in just great shape. All the side art is here. Corners are pretty sharp. Everything's really clean. Now, the guy I bought it from, he said he had this game for 8 years, okay? And he said little by little it stopped working, okay? And basically, he said he was able to get it working again if he reseated the edge connector, okay? Now, when I went there, I didn't plug the game in or anything. I just kind of looked at the insides, made sure it was complete, and it is. Gave the guy the money, and I left. And so here we are. So we're going to turn it on together for the first time. I have no idea what's going to happen. He said basically it's dead right now, and he can't get it to work anymore. So hopefully, and maybe we can get it working in this video in real time. So anyway, let's kind of come around back here and see what's going on. He did give me the key for the back door. It does have a lock on it. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside here. There's a couple weird things I noticed when I was at his house. Like they moved the speaker and there was this weird floating fuse block. So someone did some work on it. And it also has a non-original monitor in here, which is okay because the monitors that came with Pole Position were some weird Japanese brand. I don't think they were very reliable, and almost always when you see a Pole Position, it'll have a new monitor. Now, this is a fairly new monitor. It's got a remote board here. I'm not sure. Is this like a Vision Pro? I don't even know. It says, it's in German right here. Is this, oh, this is a Wells Gardner. This is a late model Wells Gardner. Interesting. So it's a WG something, 7200 or something. 7250 maybe, I don't know. But okay, so let's look around. And so we have a new Wells Gardner monitor with a remote board. That's good. Here's the PCB and the harness. And we'll just kind of take a peek at this. A lot of times on these Pole Positions, the edge connector burns up, which is why the games fail. And I have done a video on how to quote-unquote bulletproof a Pole Position, and you do that by basically bypassing the edge connector with the power and the ground. But that looks pretty good, actually, and the edge connector is nice and tight. And so Pole Position 2, the PCB is pretty much the same as Pole Position 1. I believe it's just a ROM swap. I think everything else about it is identical. So looking in here, this speaker was moved to here, and I have no idea why. And look at this. They had alligator clips going from the speaker wires to the speaker. That's really funky. So we'll definitely undo this and put the speaker back right there. I have no idea why they did this. And maybe it'll become obvious the more we work on it. I have no idea. And then down here, we have the original transformer and the big blues. And then the fuse block was moved up here. Now, this game is notorious for blowing the 25 amp fuse. And so maybe they did this as a repair, which is always a good move. I think the first thing we want to do is test these fuses and see what's going on. And a lot of times, if it's blowing the 25 amp fuse, it's because the big blues are bad. Actually, the 25 amp fuse might be underneath here. Yeah, see right here was the 25 amp, okay? It used to be right here, and it looks like they relocated it, but what did they put in here? Huh. That doesn't look like a 25 amp fuse, I'll tell you that, whatever's in here. Unless they used two 12s in series? I don't know what they did. Okay, that's kind of troubling. But the 25 amp is definitely gone. So, some kind of weird mod. That actually bothers me. I don't know what they did here, and we're probably going to undo it. So they have two fuses in series, is that right? To replace the 125 amp. Huh, I don't know what to make of that. And then what's this loose wire right here? I don't know. I guess, should we just plug it in and go for it? Looking around, we have our two AR2s, and yes, this game has two power supplies and audio amps. The AR2 was the Atari power supply that also had an audio amp on it, because this game has two channels of sound. There's a speaker down below right here, and then there's one also up top. It's a nice effect because the lower speaker gives this low rumbly sound. This is troubling me. We have to undo this. I just don't know what to make of that. So, all right, I guess we'll just plug it in and go for it. I'm guessing that mod. What is that mod with the fuses? I actually don't know. Okay, let's just plug it in and see what happens. All right. I didn't check the fuses, but we'll do that later. So this game here has the fan, which I don't think my pole position does. It basically sucks the air out of here, and there's this cardboard like wind tunnel essentially. So we have net glow on the monitor, which is good. The monitor is on. So let's go up front here. Now I didn't hear any kind of a sound or anything. Normally pole position makes a crashing sound when it starts. And I don't know if Pole Position 2 does that too. I've actually never had a Pole Position 2 and never even had the PCB. So nothing is happening right now. I'm gonna just kind of crank the brightness on the monitor. See, we have black level, contrast, and maybe not. Yeah, there's no signs of life on that monitor. I wonder if I turn the fly back up a little bit. I just cranked the fly back. Nothing. I think I'm actually adjusting the focus, and the screen has hot glue on it. Okay, I wonder if it's playing blind. I'm gonna coin it up. We need the key for that. So I'm gonna open the coin door here and just put a credit in here. I'm just curious if it's playing blind. Trying to get my finger inside the on the coin switch here. It's one of these with the switch where the switch has plastic kind of protecting it. I hate these ones. Oh, for God's sakes. Do I have a quarter? I don't know. I tell you what, let me get my multimeter. We'll test the fuses and the voltages. Let's turn the game off. Yes, I know the floor is wet. Just calm down. All right, I'm going to come in here and just test the fuses really quick. So let's put it on continuity beep. And let's test these ones right here. No, those are bad. That's bad, and that's bad. All right. Well, we already found a problem right here. I'm assuming that this is the 25 amp fuse right here. And maybe they replaced, oh my God, I'm bleeding. What the heck? So it looks like they replaced it with something lighter. I don't really know. I'm going to go in the basement and see if I have a 25 amp fuse, and let's replace this and see what happens. All right, I went inside, and I don't have 25 amp fuses. I have 20 amp. I still don't know why they have two here. It's really strange. So I'm going to just replace one of them because they basically have the power going to both of these tabs, and so the power is running through both fuses at the same time. I don't really understand the logic here, but let's pop these off. I'm curious to see what the value is on these two. I mean, we can really just pop one of them off because the other one's just dead. So let's see what they put in here. This is a 10 amp fuse. So they had two 10 amp fuses in parallel. Is that right? Parallel? I always get series and parallel backwards, but I'm going to put a 20 amp in here. It might blow it. I don't know. But let's turn it on and see what happens. I'm keeping my eye on that fuse. The game just booted up. That's it. It was just a fuse. So that fuse blew. Why? Probably because those big blues down there need to be replaced. And maybe we'll do that in a later video. Look at this, guys. It was just a fuse. Gotta love it when that happens, man. Boy, that picture looks pretty darn good. Did it start a game? It did. Dude, that is a good looking monitor, man. We need to adjust it. It's not quite right. Oh, yeah. So Pole Position 2 has definitely some cooler animations. Dude, I can't believe we just fixed this game. It was just a fuse. What a great looking monitor. Holy cow, man. Those late model Wells Gardners look really good. The picture's out of whack, but we can fix that. So I could tell that the dip switch settings, oh no, they might be right. I don't know. We're gonna have to play around the dip switch settings. So Pole Position 2 is a lot like Pole Position 1, except it has more courses. And a lot of people don't really like this game compared to Pole Position 1, but I haven't really spent any time with it, and I would love to get good at this game. So here's a reason to do that. And I can tell that it's not saving the high scores. The fact that this PCB works is a miracle, by the way. So it's not saving scores. There's a Dallas RAM that we can put in and it will save scores. Let me turn up the volume just a little bit. Oh, the game's on free play, I get it, which is super annoying because it just keeps starting a game. Let's try one of the other courses, which I'm not familiar with. Let's try Seaside. I still don't know why they relocated that, why they relocated the speaker. Whoa, dude, this course is madness. You guys notice that the explosion animation is really different too, by the way? So we're gonna have to spend some time with this game. I wanna get good at it. I wanna actually look at the world record for this game, and I'm sure Matt and I will really wanna play this. Wow, that course is madness. So you can see the different signs. They have Tang and 7-Eleven, whereas the signs in Pole Position 1 are really generic and usually they're just advertising Atari games. Now the Namco version had like Marlboro and stuff like that. God, this course is nuts. Okay, so is there a leaderboard for every track? There is. That's kind of cool. All right, you guys want to try another course? Which should we try? You want to try Test? Let me kind of see if I can get the camera in a cooler spot. We should adjust the monitor too and make it look a little bit better. Guys, we got so lucky. It was just a fuse. All right, so this here is the test track, which is just a boring oval. This is like NASCAR racing. Turn left, turn left. Boy, this is... Whoa. This would be a cool course to try to get a world record on because there's really not a lot going on, and so it's probably very hard to get a really good high score on this. You basically just can't screech the tires at all. So that's lap 1. What? We just do 1 lap? Oh, that was pole position. Okay, that was the qualifying lap. So now here's the real race. And we did not qualify for pole position. The shifting in this game seems a little different, the timing, than Pole Position 1. I don't know if it's the actual hardware here that needs to be cleaned or something, but it doesn't feel exactly the same. Like the accelerate. Oh wow, the puddle really slows you down in this game. Ah, I love that explosion. It's so dramatic. Jeez. Avoid the puddle. And oh, we extended play. I actually kind of like the test track. I think this could be kind of fun to really play for high score on it. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that's Pole Position 2. What do you guys think? I like that it has a leaderboard for every one of the tracks. That's actually really cool. Boy, this game is in fantastic shape. I'm just kind of looking at it. It really is in great shape. Wow. Well, that was quite the steal, guys. So there you go. What's the lesson to be learned? I'll tell you, don't be afraid to buy broken, cheap games because, look, it was just a fuse. Now, obviously, there's a bigger problem here, right? Why did it blow that fuse? And I know, I'm pretty sure it's the big blues. So what we'll probably do is a later video, and I'll replace those big blues. I also want to do some really in-depth gameplay on this and get the dip switch settings, and maybe we'll get Matt out here, and him and I can play this together. But yeah, guys, there you go. Pole Position 2, just a quick little video this right now. This is actually a midweek video, I guess. But boy, that looks really great, doesn't it? So, all right, guys, let's go back down to the basement. Woot! God, that's good looking. All right, guys, there you have it. And yes, can you believe it? We fixed the Pole Position 2 in this video, and yes, it was just a fuse. When does that happen? Never. So we got super lucky. So I'm pretty jazzed here because I do want to get good at Pole Position 2. I really do. You know, it's kind of a new game for me because I've spent so much time playing Pole Position 1 that I really don't know anything about Pole Position 2. So I'm interested to see what the high scores are, you know, how that all works, the dip switch settings. So I'm going to be printing the high scores out. And I'm sure Matt and I will be in the garage playing lots of Pole Position 2. Beyond that, I don't know. Where's the game gonna go? I haven't figured that out yet. But you know what? It's that time of the year. We're gonna be in the garage a lot, so we're gonna be playing that game throughout the summer. And also, I do want to fix it up, okay? Because it did blow the fuse. Again, why did it do that? So we'll figure that out. I'm sure it's just the big blues. Maybe we'll rebuild the AR2 power supplies. We'll remount the speaker. Try to figure out why they did that. So this will be like a little mini side restore project, whatever you want to call it. So, and also check this out. Robotron is working again, because if you guys remember in the middle of the last computer space video, it died, and I'm like, what the heck? And I kind of put it off, and so I did, one night I pulled the game out, and I looked at the power supply, and there was a fuse bad. Yes, a fuse was bad on the Robotron too. I replaced the fuse, and now the game's working again. No idea why I blew that fuse. I suppose it's caps maybe on the power supply. There's like a really big filter cap on there, so maybe we'll rebuild the Robotron power supply soon too, but for now, it's working. And actually, I did a little unlisted video. If you guys follow me on Twitter at BLKDOG7, I've been kind of releasing these little midweek, like 1-minute videos, like unlisted, because I don't want to litter up my channel with these little, like low-budget iPhone videos or Android videos. So if you follow me on Twitter at BLKDOG7, you can keep up with those little unlisted videos. I'll try to do 1 or 2 a week, or at least 1, whatever. So anyway, guys, that's it. That was the Fix a Dead Craigslist game, and we did it. We really did fix it. So I'm pretty excited. But we still got to, you know, fix it up better, because there's some stuff that's obviously wrong. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. This is kind of a little midweek video. This is not my Sunday video, so I'm gonna kind of forego viewer mail. So we'll just kind of keep it short and sweet. But anyway, guys, you know, if you have never subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click subscribe. I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between, like this one here. And of course, if you have questions for me or comments, send them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7@gmail.com. blkdog7@gmail.com. In the subject line, put viewer mail so I can find them and I read them on the show here and all that good stuff. So that's it, guys. Check out my 2 podcasts, Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com and Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com. And I also have a 3rd podcast now called You Suck Show at yousuckshow.com. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you very soon. Later and bye.